All right, all right, all right. How the hell is everybody doing, huh? What do we got going on today? Let's get this heater going. It's cold. It's cold in this room. It's not in the basement, but it's cold in this room. So, oh, I didn't do a banner. That's okay. We'll start a new trend. We'll start a new trend. I didn't do a banner, but we won. So let's see how many games in a row I can forget the banner where we still end up winning the damn game. Finally, we get off the schneid yesterday, 4-1. Sounds a little bit better than it was, obviously, because you get the two empty netters at the end. But that we've done that multiple times this year. We've definitely done that a couple of times. I was a little bit concerned. We headed the third period. It's 1-1, and I'm thinking, man, you can't. You're one bad play, you're one bad goal away from losing five in a row. And five is worse than four. I can count. I was really good in math, and I mean, four was already one too many. Three is like the generally accepted. Two, if you only lose two games in a row the whole season, you're doing damn good. Three is acceptable. Four was one too many, and then I started to get worried that we was going to just, we just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net until we finally did with Verhaeghe. And you always know when you get Verhaeghe in that middle section of the ice, just above the circles in between the two. Oh man, every time he does the same thing. He slides over and boom, he's lethal, beyond lethal from that point. So. And then of course the other thing is Stolarz. I got an itchy nose this morning. Absolutely. I'm not going to say he stole the game, but he kind of did. He kind of did. I think the title of the video says he stole the game. You know what I mean? I think absolutely. I mean, he was wild with that glove last night. Let's see. Frank says, sell the team to Quebec City. I'm going there in February for a month and we can sell it back to Florida. Now, is that a work thing, Frank? Like, why would suddenly, that's got to be work, right? Who would go to Quebec in February on purpose? That's a story I got to hear. But no, look, we absolutely needed to get those 2 points. We got them in the bank. Now, win the rest of the games. Win the rest of the games for the All-Star break, right? Finish on a 4-game heater. Let's keep playing Stolarz. Let Bob rest. And then we'll go into the All-Star break in good shape. Vacation in Quebec in February, huh, Frank? I guess you want cold. I guess you're tired of sunshine, and I guess you're tired of sunshine and warmth. So, yeah, no, I don't expect to see Bubba Brewski. Not Bubba Brewski, but Barkov. Bubba Barkov. Oh, we could give him a new nickname too. Bubba. We got Bubba Brewski. And we get a Bubba Barkov. We'll give him that. Yeah, Colin, man. Sam Iskevich, don't get me started. Needs to be on the third line for the rest of the season. I don't know how many minutes he had last night. It wasn't a whole lot. And I don't know how much he saw the ice in the third period. So I don't know if Maurice was complaining about his defense or whatnot. But at the very least, you need to give that kid a month to see if he can hack it. I can understand that if you don't want to, go into the playoffs with him, right? If you want to make a move and get somebody else, but there's no reason whatsoever to force Ryan Lomberg into the top 9 when probably either or Sam Iskevich or Sordiff would be just fine on that line. We're not getting any offensive production out of that line anyway. So there can't be any, he can't score issues, right? Nobody on that right side has scored on that third line in a long time. So, Frank, you're sick of the New Yorkers or California. Hey, isn't that the way it always is, though? Right? Hey, Jackson. Yeah, good day. Exactly. You got the idea. Good day, right? It's 38 degrees already. So the snow is finally starting to melt a little bit. So now it's slush. Now you go outside and you walk in, it's like it's yuck. It's what it is. The snow is still all on the roof, so it's just dripping and dripping. We had like 3-foot icicles we woke up this morning to because it had started melting yesterday, and then it froze again overnight. So I mean, there's some long ass icicles out there. Frank says Sam Bennett got second star of the week. Oh, on NHL Network. That's interesting. I guess he had a couple of goals, right? That's a lot. I mean, that's an odd. It's odd that they would notice that Bennett. I mean, it wasn't like like we weren't like screaming about how great Bennett was playing. So it is what it is, right? Oh, wait. Sorry, Knight. Now Frank is confusing me. Dr. Octopus, he says, as an Anaheim fan, I'm ecstatic. Stoli is killing it with you guys. He has improved since we got him. The first few games, his rebound control would really make you kind of queasy. It was really a concern. And then in the last couple months, last 6 weeks, month or so, whatever it's been, he's been a lot better. His rebound control has been better. Not perfect yet, not perfect, but a lot better. And he's just playing with a lot more confidence. You can see it happening on the ice, which is good because Bob's the kind of guy, man. Our experience with Bobrovsky here has been he needs somebody behind him to push him. He needs to be even just a little bit concerned that I might lose my job if I don't play better than what I'm given right now. So, not that I think Stolarz is going to take his job, but nobody thought Alex Lyon would start in the playoffs either, right? That whole situation just kind of happened, and so it's good all the way around. The Stolarz is doing better. Hey, JC, Samasevich needs, yeah, he does. I mean, we kind of said that about both kids, Samasevich and Sordiff at the beginning of the year. I know Maurice, go back down, work on your game, and we'll see where you are. He's got to stay. Like I keep saying, at the very least, I talked about it in the podcast, play him for the month. Play him for the month before you really have to make a decision at the trade deadline as to whether or not you're going to go into the playoffs with him. Okay? But as long as he is fulfilling his defensive responsibilities, if we can continue to develop him, and then that would fill that hole, right? And it would fill it in a much more long-term feasible way. Like if we fill that hole now by trading and getting somebody, well, we're not going to re-sign them because we don't have any money. So then we start the season next year probably trying to get Samasevich into that spot anyway, because you know the deal about needing good young players on cheap contracts. So let him play. And unless he's hurting us defensively, it's even, he could not score the rest of the year. He could play all the rest of the games, not score a goal, and we don't lose anything on offense on that right side. Think about that, right? If he gets 3 goals in the last 40 games, when was the last time somebody on the right side of that third line scored? Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait, right? Hey, AJ, Sean, how you guys doing? There you go. Sean says Mackey plays better defense than Duke. Keep him up. Exactly. Dr. Octopus says true. He's talking about Stolarz. I saw him working with a different goalie coach on rebound control before leaving Cali, so hopefully it continues to improve. Yeah, somebody got to him, I have a feeling Luongo, because Luongo works with the goalies. He's not always out there on the ice specifically, but I have a feeling that Luongo got to him and made some kind of tweak to his game, because it went from really concerning to very minimal concern rapidly. So without knowing the intricate details of it, I would think Luongo's the guy that, probably saw something and said, hey, when this happens, do this. And he's what he's really doing a good job of, if the rebound is close to his body, I'm noticing him retrieving the puck with his stick. Like he'll move the paddle and bring the puck back to him, as opposed to reaching out with his glove to get it. I think that's one change I've definitely noticed. So Sean says we need to win 2 more before the break, and then we are good. Can't blow the 9-game win streak in the All-Star game. Win them all. We got 3 more. There's no reason we should lose to these teams, even without Barkov. It's Arizona, Pittsburgh, and the Islanders. There's no reason. There's no reason why we shouldn't win those games. And like I said in the other recap, if we win the last 4, we went 13-2-2 in the last 17. And that's a good pace. Rank says Luongo was training with the boys before they headed to Nashville, so I'm guessing they worked on that. Yep. Yeah, we're lucky. How many teams have a Hall of Fame goaltender who's still like a young enough guy to get out there on the ice and play with the guys and show them? I mean, I can't think of any other. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there are, but that's kind of an anomaly, man. We are lucky in many ways. Hey, MJ. Oh, thank you, MJ. Good morning, buddy. He says, hi, Jaws, on a break from work right now. Sorry I missed last night's game. I was busy with things. Great things for the Panthers. 2 points over the Preds. Sorry about Bills Chiefs. That was tough. Yeah, MJ. Thank you again, brother. Thank you, MJ. Yeah, Bills Chiefs. That was. I never thought I would be watching a Bills Chiefs game and end up heartbroken at the end somewhat. I was upset. I can't stand Patrick Mahomes, but we'll get into that on the football channel. But yeah, thanks, MJ. There was a comment right before that. Oh yeah, Bubba. Sean says, I hope Bob fakes an injury so he can stay home. That's not a bad idea, but I think he's gonna go. He's gonna go represent. You know, he's gonna go represent. That's okay. What are they gonna? He's only gonna play like a period. It's fine. It's just him not getting the mental break, right? It's him not getting the mental break. Remember Kachuk last year, right? He went and he was the star of the show when he won the truck and all of that. And like for the next 2 games after, he was like flying like a maniac. And then for about a week to 10 days after that, he just kind of, you could tell he was a little bit gassed there. So hopefully, what I would like to see is Stolarz get, he got yesterday, give Stolarz Wednesday, give Bob Friday, and then give Stolarz Saturday. Give Bob only the 1 game this week, and that will kind of help make up for the fact that he's not going to get the week off during the All-Star game. Yeah, Stolarz was great last night, MJ. Absolutely. And Colin, Sam Iskevich should have had a goal. Yes. Yep, he's going to be fine. Please do not trade him. We don't not need anybody. Bill, please. All right. I want to see in 3 years, I want to be talking to this camera, well, better camera. But in 3 years, I want to be talking to all of you saying that, you see, I told you, you keep Sam Iskevich, you keep Sordiff, and now it's paying dividends. Now, I don't want to be saying that because we can't afford Carter or Hagee. Let's be clear. But eventually you can't pay everybody, right? Yeah, his glove was great last night. And what else did we see? Now, the third line, I don't know how many minutes they had. But boy, we ran the Lundell loose to running out there a lot. And it worked. That's fine. Lundell, you can see, especially in the third period last night, he turned into, I hate to say it, but he turned into mini Barkov. Not so much offensively, but in terms of, you see it with Barkov, like all of a sudden there's a light switch where it's like, okay, we need to keep possession of the puck, right? We absolutely need to keep, you see Barkov pick up his skating in short areas to another notch, and kind of watch Lundell do the same thing last night. So I feel real comfortable with that whole situation. Again, let Barkov just take your break. All right. If you got something that's tightening up in those legs, that's going to be your inner thighs, upper groin area. I don't think it's a calf, man. I mean, it could be, but generally speaking, I would if the way that they're being very cautious with it tends to make me believe that it's an inner thigh, upper groin type of thing. Yeah, I need a Stanley Cup banner on the wall. Ain't no joke about that. Fluffy is downstairs. He's okay. Now he's outside barking. He was barking at the stairs. Now he's outside barking. Kyle is down there with him. So, um, but what's he barking about? Yeah, that must be the neighbor's dog. Must be out there. He's barking at something. He's not just barking to bark. He's definitely got the I'm barking at something line. Yeah, the third line had good chemistry last night. Yeah, I mean, look, when we get healthy, when we come back from the All Star break, there's no reason it should not be Lundell, Luosterainen, and Samoskevich. Let's just let them go. Just let it go, Paul. All right. That's one of the knocks that we kind of had on Maurice. Um, one of the complaints from other teams' fan bases was, he won't play the young guys even when it's time to play the young guys. And we've been complaining all year about needing to fill that hole. And I know Maurice isn't oblivious and blind to that. So let the kid play. Just let him play. We're not gonna, you know, his defense, his forechecking and back checking is plenty good enough to hang with these guys. And he's got the speed, he's got the right attitude. And like I said, nobody else is scoring on that line. So even if he plays last 40 games and gets 3 goals, 5 goals, he's developing. And that's more production than we're getting now. It's more production we're going to get from Lomberg or Cousins. And who else was up there for a while? It hasn't mattered, really. Ellie is probably laying somewhere with mommy, or she's laying downstairs in front of the heater in her bed. It's still a little bit chilly for her. It's still like 38 degrees. So, when it's with the snow on the ground, she can't even go lay on the ground in the sun because she's laying on snow. She's not a fan. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be a fast line. Exactly. MJ says, I feel like once we lock up a playoff spot, we should let the younger guys play to give them the playoff time. I mean, I don't know when we're going to lock one up. It's a little bit early for that. But I'm content with second place, to be honest with you. I'm totally content with second place because realistically, it's you're choosing from the same Rolodex of teams. It's either going to be Toronto or Tampa or the Wings. Now, how close is Toronto? How close is everybody in third place, right? Because they had almost taken Toronto's spot. So Toronto's got 54 points. Red Wings have 53. The Lightning have 53. But the Leafs have played one less game than the Wings and 2 from the Lightning. But the point there is that it's going to be one of those 3 teams, whether we're in first place or second place, right? We're 7 points behind Boston. So, but we're 6 points ahead of the Leafs and everybody else. So keep that spot, keep second place, and we'll be good to go. Hey, Trey, how you doing? Oh, it's 76. Yeah. Oh, you grew up in Trey grew up in Fort Myers, right? So the point there is that I don't know when we would clinch, right? Because we're only got like 6 points. So you're talking about the last week. I would have to disagree with that, MJ, and I'll tell you why. And I'm not talking about the young kids, but remember the President's Trophy season. We had everything locked up, and then we kind of took the last couple of games off. And remember, Montreal scored 10 on us at the end of the season. That wasn't good. That's not okay. You don't want to put that out on the ice, right? And it carried over because we never really in the playoffs. Yeah, we beat the Capitals, but we never really turned it. We never really turned it back on. I mean, I'm okay with resting them a little bit, but history being what it is. I mean, even last year we clinched before we had to play the last game. That's one of the things that always irritated me is well, the Panthers only got in because Pittsburgh lost. I think it was to the Jackets, but they leave out the part where, yeah, we lost in the last game. We only got to 1 point, but we had already clinched. So we didn't need it. Right. So they always take our point total and they leave out the part where if we would have needed that last game, we probably get 2 points. And that's why we would have gotten in, not just because Pittsburgh lost. Hey, Michael, how you doing, bud? Rosado. He's not. And I says, I feel like it's bad to clinch too early. Then you aren't playing meaningful hockey for the last 2 weeks of the season like the Bruins did last year. Yep. Julian, that's not official. That's that the puppets told me. If you watch the recap, the first day he was out, I said first because Maurice had said maybe he's going to play Monday, and now they're like maybe he's going to play Saturday. And I said it in that video. I said eventually they're just going to tell us he's out until after the All-Star break. I got no problem with that. They should have just said that from the beginning. But they got to play games with the injury reports and everything else like that. But yeah, I would be shocked if they have him come back at all. It wouldn't make much sense, right? Trey says at the same time, if you play too much meaningful hockey, you'll be dead by the finals. Yeah, no, I like where we are, right? I mean, we kind of blew first place, and I'm kind of okay with it, right? Because I don't want us to end up in a fake race for first place. You know what I mean? We're going to play one of those 3 teams. I feel confident against any of those 3 teams. And the only difference between first place and second place is if we ended up playing Boston in the second round, Game 7 would be in Boston. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we've actually played a Game 7 in Boston and won. Imagine that. So I like where we are. You know what I mean? You're not too high, not too low, right? The teams below us are just close enough to keep our guys on our toes. Right, exactly, MJ. Let's see. Julian says, I hate to say it, but when Barkov or Bennett miss time, the team looks drastically different compared. Oh, yeah, no, there's no doubt. There's no doubt there. Hold on. Pause. I apologize. I'm hearing Fluffy doing something that doesn't sound right. Okay, Kyle's with them. Please pause. Kyle? Is everything okay with the dog? Be right back. Where's Kyle? Is everything okay with the dog? Well, do something with him. I'm in the middle of live stream and I gotta stop because the dog is whining and I don't know if he's getting taken care of. Right. Sorry about that. I love Kyle, but he's down there watching TV and the dog is whining and barking for me and Kyle's just ignoring. I'm watching TV, and so I can't know if something's going on with the dog unless I walk away and find out if something's going on with the dog. Okay, yeah, let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a snack. Well, Billy was here with you, so you weren't completely alone. This TV timeout brought to you by your local Maryland Ford dealers. All right, sorry about that. What the hell was I talking about? Let's see. I was talking about, oh yeah, the Barkov thing when he's out and everything. I don't disagree, but I'll keep pounding this point. I still feel like we would be better with Lundell, Bennett, and Luosterainen and Stenlin. I think we weaken too many of the lines the way that we do it. I don't know how you would work that out. We're still short that forward, but then if you just if Maurice would just put his trauma behind him and just trust Samoskevich or trust Sordiff or trust a young kid to like do a job and not play such patty cakes with them, it might be different. It might be a little bit different. I mean, I know trust is earned, but you got to give the kid a damn opportunity, Paul. It's crazy. Yeah, Lundell needs better alignments. Let's see. Michael says, you know what I think is BS? The fact that the Bruins have one more win than us and they're 7 points ahead. Yeah, all those overtime losses. That's okay. That translates in our favor come playoff time, right? And there goes Trey. And MJ's comment behind him. Trey says, we wouldn't have this problem if we had Corey Perry. Oh, look, I thought Corey Perry wanted to win a cup. So who knows if Zito went after him or not, right? I don't know, man. How much money did he get paid? What was his contract, Trey? I says it would be creepy if that Billy Lindsay if the bobblehead turned. Yeah, I wonder if I could get. I don't have any fishing line in here, but if I had some fishing line, I could, because it's got a nice, it's a bobblehead, right? So I could tie fishing line in here. See, I'm telling you guys how I'm going to do it, but I could tie the fishing line in here and then have the line. You guys would never see it, and I could manipulate them, and then the people that didn't see this part where I told you how I would do it will get a little freaked out. He got $775 for a year, league minimum, huh? Trey says it was said we made an offer. Tampa did too, and someone else in the East. Wow. So he turned down Florida for Edmonton. Well, that says a lot about his mental capacity for intelligence. So I'm glad we don't get him. If you can look at Edmonton at 775 and Florida at 775 and you choose Edmonton, then that I don't want that guy on my team. He does definitely not have high enough hockey IQ. Yeah, but if you judge it by that eyes, I mean, Edmonton's looking good. We were on a losing streak. That's another reason. That's awfully short-sighted, right? Just the weather alone. You want to go to the team that proved they can win last year and we just couldn't finish the job, or do you want to go to the team that has proven over and over and over again that their style of play doesn't work? Yeah, Perry got discharged from the Blackhawks for some undisclosed reason. Yeah, Trey says he believes in Mick Jesus. Hey, MJ, thank you, buddy. Thank you. He says teams should realize that if Perry's on your team, you're 99.9% not likely to win the cup. It's the Corey Perry curse. Trust me on this. I do trust you, MJ. Thank you, brother. And yeah, no, man. If the dude's gonna pick Edmonton over Florida, same thing happened with one of the Dolphin guys, with a football player. I forget who it was, or was it something? I forget. It was another situation like that happened recently in sports. What did the puppets tell me about what happened to Perry? I can't repeat it here. In the immortal words of Lamar Jackson, it would be inappropriate if I said that here. Trey says maybe he realized. Chat went too fast. Hold on. Trey says maybe he realizes that in the West, you only have to play one, maybe two competitive series to win a cup. It's a lot harder in the East to get to the cup, but they still haven't been able to do it, Trey. Look at that. You go to I know you wanted them, but when come mid-June, when we're doing this, you'll see. Papa John's fans. He says, Kelsey Pizza, anyone. Papa John's has officially added our favorite pizza with pepperoni and banana peppers to the menu. Enjoy. That's awfully interesting. Thank you. Oh, geez, I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's get back here. Yeah, every time I go to read a comment, chat's going for. Yeah, no, MJ, I did see that. Yeah, we were streaming the game. We were streaming the game. Well, that's true. Trey, that is true. Vegas was fresh during the finals because basically they got to play Toronto 3 times. That is true. That I cannot argue with there. But the weather alone, not only does the only reason you pick Edmonton over Florida is if he believes he is the missing piece that will allow Edmonton to beat Florida in the finals. You see what I'm saying? And that's delusional. I says, I hope someone warned the Edmonton moms. Right? Oh, it was also Bruce Cassidy. Okay. What did Rosado say here? Oh, thank you, Rosado. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, everybody's getting their books in the last few days. So you guys let me know how you like that. I still got to get my author's copy, but I had to wait for Amazon to ship the books to you all, so I had money to buy the author's copies, if that makes any sense, because Amazon doesn't process the order until they ship it. So I still actually don't even know how many books have been ordered because they're like famously behind in processing the orders. All right, and we come back down here. This is Todd Nylander, Soldier. He says, Canadian analysts are projecting the Oilers to surpass the Jets and Canucks, even beating Vegas. Stanley Cup Finals is looking to be Oilers versus the Bruins or the Leafs. Now, who thinks the Leafs are... Todd. Oh, well, I guess if you're a Nylander, Soldier, that kind of tells me what that you're a Leaf fan. That's okay. But I would cautiously friendly in a friendly manner. I would warn Bruins fans and Leaf fans from getting overconfident or complacent because of the inconsistent level that the Panthers have been playing at this season. I would not look at how we've played as an indication of how we are going to play in the postseason. That's all I'll say about that. I don't believe Boston do it. Yeah, Chad Stolarz has earned his start on. Did they talk about that? So there were reports we did make an offer to Perry. That's very well. I mean, if he signed with Edmonton for the league minimum, then I guess he just wanted to go where he thought he was gonna win. And I did it again. Jeez. Yeah, Oilers versus Leafs in the finals would be massive. Well, it would be massive for the league. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be, well, I'm not making predictions. I'm not going to sit here and make predictions. Let's just say 1996 was a long time ago. That's as close as I'm getting to a prediction. Let me go to the bottom of the chat here. He says, Leafs fans, Bruins fans are excited for the playoffs because the Metro Division is tanking. Well, yeah, but I mean, y'all got to get past the Panthers. Both of them are going to get past the Panthers. I don't see it this year. But hey, that's okay. If you're a Leaf fan, that obviously you believe your team is going to win. That's the way it should be. We'll see how it goes out there on the ice. I think, yeah, because right now 2-3 would be Florida, Toronto. So we'll see how that works. Hey, Cody. Yeah, Praga says Oilers are relying on 2 or 3 players. Look, I think we all knew that they were going to play better. I I didn't think that they was going to win 13 straight, right? Hey, Dave, how you doing, bud? Yeah, Praga Bruins says Bruins kicked the Jets game. Bruins kicked the Jets' butt last night. Very strong game by Boston, 5-1. I'll comment on that in a second. MJ, thank you, MJ. Thank you, brother. Thank you. He says, in your guys' opinion, which Canadian team fan base? All right, so that's for you. My opinion is the most annoying Canadian team fan base. I mean, I don't get a lot of Canadian fan interactions. For a long time, I said I don't know why people say that they're annoying. Last year, I will say this: whatever fan base it was last year, and I was told it was Leaf fans. I don't have proof of this, but what I was told was that it was Leaf fans on Reddit, I think, that were creating bot accounts and spamming our chat in the playoffs with racist comments and pretending to be other people. Remember, we had fake Brother Gene and all of that. Now, I was told by people that was Leaf fans. I have no proof of that. But that's what I was told. But they're definitely the most passionate. And which Canadian team will win a cup? Vancouver. Vancouver is going to win a cup. Not this year, but eventually. Yeah, I know Leafs can't afford to go out in the playoffs. I mean, they can't ever. I mean, but they will blow it up if they don't. I agree there. All right, I'm scrolling down to the bottom because I missed a lot here. Have I watched the Steve Dangle video? Have I watched? Yeah, I've watched them from time to time. I don't watch them all that often. I don't watch anybody all that often because I'm too busy making my own content. But that's normal. Like most creators, like we know each other and we see each other's stuff every once in a while, but we don't have time to watch it because we're busy making it. You know, Julian says, no, Jaws, you talk about not wanting the first seed, but Red Wings, Tampa playing great hockey right now, and the Leafs are right now. Let them all play great hockey right now. President's Trophy season. Played great hockey the whole year. Okay? Let them play great. I ain't worried about right now. Frank has come on a couple of times and said it exactly right. The team was bored. Okay? I've said they're coasting. Frank has said they're bored. I'm not even I'm having fun with the regular season. I want to win. I don't want to start losing 5-6 games in a row, right? But in terms of how those teams are playing, yeah, they're playing lights out right now because they're all fighting for a playoff spot. I have confidence in the Panthers that they will be able to turn on what they need to turn on come playoffs. That's how I feel very strongly, as strongly as I felt last year about us winning the cup. And I know I was eventually wrong. I was damn close though. I'm not worried about this team whatsoever. So I mean, I know, I'm not discounting the other teams. I'm not saying the series would be easy or anything like that. It's just I have faith in these guys that when the chips are down, our guys have the experience. They know what it takes to win. They know what it takes to win Game 7 in Boston. They know what it takes to win on the road in 4 overtimes. You know what it takes to sweep a team in the Eastern Conference Finals. Those are ridiculously, incredibly difficult things to do. And I know we didn't finish it off, but I am not. There's no team out there that I'm going to look at and be like, well, they're playing well, and I'm concerned. I'm exactly, Craig. Autopilot because they've been there, done it. Look at the years that the Lightning were winning their cups. All regulars, they'd be up and down. Sometimes they'd start slow, right? They'd barely be 500 the first 10 games or something. What I'm actually content with how they're playing because it means that they have learned that, okay, we can do this, but we can't do this for the last 3 months of the season and the playoffs. So I have full confidence that when it's time to turn it on, that they will. Jameson said, I totally agree. Oh, Jaws. It's so reassuring to know that the Panthers will never give up no matter what the circumstances, can find a way to win. Yep. Yeah, man. Look, I mean, it took a long time, right? I mean, it's been the whole franchise, the whole length of the franchise for us to get to this point. And so I'm certainly not going to worry about and look, I mean, when it comes down to it, Bob, Bubba, right now I wouldn't say, Boston's goaltending, Swayman and Olmark, I feel like, that's an issue. Toronto, not convinced. Vasilevsky for Tampa has not been. Can he reform? Can he find his form again? Maybe, but he's a goalie that's played a lot of games. He's closing in on 30, and when they start cutting on goalies, whether it's their back or their hips, it can take a while. He may not be himself again until next year. So, and I know, that the Boston beat the Jets and all of that. Was there I mean, and I know Boston played a good game, and I'm not saying that again, I'm not discounting that. How many games in a row had the Jets won? Because I see that they lost the game. Let me see. What were their scores before this game? They had beaten the Senators, they had beaten the Islanders, they had lost to the Flyers. The Jets have been having trouble scoring for about a week now. They had their hot run there, right? They beat the crap out of the Jackets 5-0. Then they only scored 2 against the Blackhawks. They got shut out against the Flyers. They got 4 against the Islanders. The Islanders' defense is terrible. And then they got 1 against the Senators and 1 against the Bruins. So to me, it looks like their offense is in a little bit of a slump. Look at you guys with the 30. 30 is not normally old for a goaltender, but if you go and look, add up the number of games that Vasilevsky, because I did this for the podcast. If you look at the number of games Vasilevsky played in the previous years, and you count the number of playoff games, I mean, he is burnt out, right? And then when you combine that with the back injury, he may not be. I'm not saying he'll never get back to himself. I see you, Frank. I'm just putting on the headphones. But it may not be till next year. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. This is weird. I don't hear me. Now well, if you can hear me and the chat can hear me, then that's
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
So I didn't watch the game last night, so I really can't comment on it. But I found something very interesting. I don't know if you picked up on it. Doesn't it appear to you that ever since that Kevin BX rant, like the refs are calling everything against us?
It's been interesting. Yeah, the only guy that they're not calling stuff against is Kulikov. I don't know what it is with him, but there's at least 2 times a game where I'm like, oh, here it comes, and they don't call it, and that's been since the beginning of the season.
Yeah. So yeah. I did some digging, and before, so when Cousins had that Arizona hit, whatever. From that time until Kevin BX did the little rant, we had like 40 minutes of penalty minutes.
Right.
And since Kevin BX did the rant till now, we have 78 minutes of penalties.
Wow.
So these refs are calling everything on us.
They are calling a lot. I know the one of the Ekblad penalties yesterday, all you could do was laugh. Because it was like they just basically ran into each other, and the one dude fell down. And
I mean, I don't know if that's like the league sending a message because we got called out over a dirty team, and because this is a dirty team. I don't. But come on, bro.
I know. Like, really? Look, I don't disagree, but I will say this. I'll say this to the rest of the league. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for because, yeah, do we take some shots? Can we play dirty? Yes. However, if you force this team to play a skill game, we will outskate your ass and we will skate you into the ground because we're the best conditioned team in the league, in my opinion. And if they want to force us to be a little bit less physical and play a little bit more of a possessions pace-based game, bring it. Because we didn't have this defense and goaltending when we had the President's Trophy season, and we still have that in our DNA. You know what I mean? That ability to score like that. If Maurice ever decided, okay, this ain't working, and we're going to open it up a little bit, but they're gonna wish they didn't ask for that because Tampa used to do the same exact thing. If they could beat you both ways. You know.
Yeah, I mean, at the President's Trophy season, we had all the skill in the world, but we didn't. We weren't like greedy. We weren't that. We didn't have that fu,
right?
Act in our game. But last year, I mean, come on, last year, like no team who bullied us last year in the playoffs. Nobody.
No.
And the most physical, I think, the most physical series was the Boston series, and we kind of took it to them. Right. But the whole like the dirty team and Cousins is a dirty player, I think is BS.
I've told this story before. Thank you, MJ. Thank you for the two, brother. Last year, middle of the Bruins series, I found the Bruins version of me. He's called Low Quality Bruins Fans. He does like a lot of the same things I do, but for the Bruins.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
And I'm watching the video and I'm reading the chat. And at that point, this is like game 3, game 4. I had no idea that this narrative existed. And apparently it's been like said and decided at that point that we're the dirtiest team in the league, that Tkachuk is a rat, that Cousins is a rat. And I'm watching it and I'm hearing it. And I'm like, are we that blind to our own team, or do they just hate us because they ain't us? You know what I mean?
I just let them say whatever they want. We gotta take care of ourselves, take care of our own. And you know what? I hope our cousin, when he comes back, I hope that he scores. He does a little rap face as a celebration, like an fu to everybody else. But with the William Ludwig suspension, like, come on.
Really? I know that and that's funny. Because I talked about this in the podcast yesterday. I didn't even want to make a video. I didn't make a video about it simply because I knew what was going to come in the comment section. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just didn't need all of the haters talking about because I take it personally. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of do in a sense because and I'm sure the coaches kind of feel the same way. I know it sounds a certain way, but I mean I'm all those kids from my kids' age. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure that yesterday whoever boarded was it OEL?
Yeah.
They're not gonna say nothing about it because it's not us. Now, if we're doing it to the other team, oh my god, watch out. Like, whatever, it is what it is. But we just gotta take care of our own and keep winning, keep bagging points, and that's it, man.
That's it, man. All right, Frank.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
On, brother. I'll see you later. Thanks.
Yeah, take care.
Looking good, brother. All right, so thank you, Frank, for coming on. I have a request here, which I'm willing to do, but I want to make sure I get it right. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I will say it. But is it Louis Castle or Louis Castile? And then tell me if it's Castle or Castile, so I pronounce it right. And I will definitely scroll back up and do that for you. But somebody's got to. I don't want to butcher it. So, all right. Yeah, MJ. No, it's weird. The Lockwood thing was bad. The Lockwood thing. I mean, 3 games for that. So it's just Castle. All right. So you want me to say? Let's see. See, I have to say it in a way than I'm just talking. So if you're trying to get a clip, you just have to get the clip because Lewis Castle is the favorite. See, I'm screwing it up. This is bad. I'm so bad with reading scripts, which is why the voiceover videos never go well. But Lewis Castle is my favorite MMA fighter. MMA. You see what I mean? I'm going to read it again. Let's see how many takes it takes to say it. Lewis Castle is my favorite MMA fighter, no doubt. I think I got that one out. It only took me 3 takes. That's why nobody pays me to do voiceovers. That's why I get that. That's why some of the videos take me so long to do. If I'm reading it, it's like there's a brain thing that goes on. I remember when I first was doing the recaps, I had done like 3 or 4 of them. And then somebody suggested that I appreciate that, Shane. Somebody suggested write some notes, right? Write some notes. And then so I tried to do that. And I would look at my notes and I'm saying it. And I'm just realizing that this is just screwing up my whole flow. It just absolutely screws it up on the whole flow. Shane, yeah. I guess you're on Twitch, right? Because I'm on StreamYard, so it shows me all of the comments. Yeah. I stream at noon after every Panther games, the morning after the Panther games. We stream the Panther games. And then, so we're streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now. And I'm actually getting ready to upgrade the account. Everybody should know this. I'm going to upgrade the account so that the streaming will be in 4K. And I'll be able to stream to Instagram and Twitter at the same time. Nira says we're good on paper, but we haven't won anything yet. Well, I mean, I know it's not the whole thing, but there was that. There was that. Don't get me started. Every time I see a video with me with that silly beard that I had, it was crazy, man. I appreciate that, Shane. Much appreciated, bud. MJ, it's a lot more. It's a lot more fun. It's more naturally myself. I can engage with you guys and we just have a good time. You know, no disrespect meant to Stu there. It wasn't his fault or anything like there wasn't anything wrong with how we were doing it. Just sometimes, you know, the girlfriend dumps you and then you meet the right one. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to, for something new to come into your life, the old stuff has to find its way. And it's not always pleasant when things are leaving your life. It's sometimes it can just be messy. And if you just allow it instead of fighting it, right? Like if the woman wants to leave you, let her go. Let her go. Don't fight with her, because if she's intent on leaving you, it means something else is coming, and it can't come until you just allow for the space for that thing to come. This has been my 1 minute of dating advice on the hockey channel. So, yeah. Thank you, MJ. Yeah, the football channel is doing really, really well. I'm happy with how the football channel is doing, and it's nice because a lot of it is just clips from the coaches and everything like that. So it's not all on me to be on the camera 24/7, because people see me and hear me enough. I kind of feel like that. So, all right, everybody, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We're closing on an hour. I got to eat some lunch. I got to do the pack and ship. I got to go tend to the whining St. Bernard downstairs, who I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, he doesn't accept, not that he doesn't accept Kyle, but he doesn't accept Kyle as daddy substitute. So Kyle can be down there with him, and I'm up here, and he'll be whining, right? And Kyle can try to play with him, et cetera, et cetera. Sean says, I think it's time for some new thumbnails. I don't want to do it in the middle of the season. I actually, I don't disagree there, but I don't want to do it in the middle of the season. But if you want to email me with some ideas, that's go ahead and do that. The recaps are the recaps. But for this one, yeah, I guess I'd be willing to change it for this one. The one that I made now, it was just like a quick thing because it like happened so fast and I was doing it on my own. But yeah, definitely we'll email me and we'll talk about that. Thank you, Coop. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Kyle needs to get started on this baseball channel. He he got burned out. He got burned out with all the football streaming and everything like that. So he's better now. He's better now. Kyle Gerson's Baseball Tonight channel. For no recap, mentioning a flyer guy. Gotcha. I didn't say it. I don't think I said it. I did. I did, but it was in context. It was in context. No, I might have said it on the podcast, but it had context because I was talking about Sam Miskevich. I was talking about Sam Miskevich, so it wasn't out of nowhere. It had context. So, all right, everybody, appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you for all the super chats. Really appreciate that. And for the first night in 5 nights, I get a night off. So I'm going to go sit in my chair this afternoon, and I'll probably pop out 10 football videos. That's my night off. That's how I spend my downtime, is popping out the football videos. But it's good stuff. I'm trying to stay on a trajectory with that because the channel is just like blowing up. So it's just like I just want to keep going and seeing how many, like 80% of the videos over there are getting over 2,000 views. And so, I mean, I want to see how far I can push that because it's really good. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night, 1/2 hour before face-off.